Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We have completed 14 chapters of Tripura Rahasya. Today we will be entering the 15th chapter. Whatever was said in the 14th chapter is beautifully summarized through a question asked by Parshuramji to Bhagwan Dattatreya. Iti shrutva shailulokya khanam atyadbhutam dada bhuyotyanta vismito bhut ramo bhrugu kulodvaha vimrushya guruna proktam buddhya nishchitya shuddhaya dattatreyam punargatva natva papracha sadaram. When Parshuramji heard the story of the huge creation in a solid stone and how this creation is simultaneously possible, in the outer world the time scale was different, but within that rock where the world was created by that Muniputra, it was only one day, and outside it was 12,000 million years. More surprising. And second thing, the area covered by the rock was hardly 1 mile circumference, and in that such infinite world with all the things was contained. How this is? This was explained by the Muni to that student Mahasen. So when this was heard, he was extremely surprised. Parshuramji was extremely surprised, and Vimrushya Guruna Proktam Buddhya Nishchitya Shuddhaya. Thereafter he did not brush it out. Oh, come on, this is cock and bull story. This is what happens many students, those who are studying Vedanta, and afterwards when they come to study the Puranic literature, in Puranas the stories which are told are beyond our comprehension. Impossible to accept. See, for example, 1 or 2 examples I'll give you. Draupadi was not a child of a biological conjugation between the husband and the wife. She was born out of a Yajna Kunda. See? Then all the 5 Pandavas, or the 6 Pandavas rather, including Karna, they were born only by the Mantra Shakti. See? And 100 children of Gandhari, another surprise. See? So when we read all these stories, we are surprised how it is possible. See, because we are so much lost only at the matter level. See, life exists at 3 levels. One is called as Adi Bhautik, material life, which starts from the gross world in the waking and the gross body in the gross world. All the business that is conducted at this level is called as Adi Bhautik. And here the disciplines which are told are the Dharma Shastra and the Yoga Shastra. Then there is a second level of our existence, and that is at the level of the mind, wherein all experiences happen. Experiences are not happening in the gross body. Eyes are only the instruments through which seeing is happening. See, our eyes can be compared with our glasses. The glasses are not seen. Somebody through the glasses is seeing. In the same manner, the second level of our existence is Adi Daivik, which is at the level of the mind. And here the spiritual practice is of 2 types. One is Upasana. See, Upasana is keeping the divine principle separate away from us, an invocation of His grace And when the divine grace is invoked and it manifests in the heart of this upasak, it is called as bhakti or devotion. See? Many of us even do not know the difference. Just now I was in ISKCON temple. So that person, he asked me, Swamiji, मैं भक्ति कर रहा हूँ. So, being a born teacher, I can find out only faults. I will never appreciate. So I told, look here, what you are doing is upasana, that is not bhakti. Upasana is done, bhakti happens. See? But many of us, we think we are doing bhakti. No, bhakti bhakti hai, tikti nahi fir. Upasana is done. And the result of this upasana is devotion. And this devotion is the grace of the God or the Paramatma or our Ishta Devata manifested in our heart is devotion. Then the second aspect is invocation of the divine principle as our dormant potentiality manifesting in the form of siddhis. That is the Kundalini Shakti Jagranam. So in this manner, at gross level, dharma and yoga. At the Adi Daivik level, it is upasana and invocation of the Kundalini Shakti. And you will see all those Mahatmas who at this particular text belongs to the second category. But doesn't limit there, it goes beyond. So all these Mahatmas who are in the Siddha Marga, you will see they are always talking about the last life, this life, next life. They cannot avoid that topic. That is the foundation of their total thought process. That is Adi Daivik. Then the third level of our life is the Adhyatmik, wherein we are neither concerned about the Adi Bhautik nor concerned about the Adi Daivik. We are concerned about to whom is this Adi Bhautik and Adi Daivik aspect meant, to whom it is. So, when we thus take the life in its completeness, then we will come to appreciate dharma is essential till such time we take this world as real. Now, how to live in this world? We can't decide ourselves. How to drive the car on the road? We have no right to decide. There are rules and regulations. We have to follow them. In the same manner, when we take this gross world as real, how to live in this world, we have no freedom. We have to follow the path indicated by the Dharma Shastra, then alone it is beneficial for our evolution. See, traffic rules are not formed keeping in view one particular individual. The totality is kept in mind. The welfare of the totality is the concern, not one particular person. Similarly, the rules of the Dharma Shastra, they are not meant for one particular person, but they are meant for the totality. And that which is meant for the totality alone is beneficial in the long run. In this manner, Dharma and Yoga, similarly Upasana and invocation of the Kundalini, all are essential in their own place, but they are not the ultimate. Many of us get stuck there. Those people who are following the path of Dharma, they just can't go beyond it. Those who are following the path of Yoga, whole life goes only in doing the Yogasana. I received one WhatsApp today and it was written, don't give Patanjali biscuits to your dog, he will do meditation. And one dog is shown sitting in meditation. Why? He ate Patanjali biscuits. See, the yoga becomes so much obsession, they just can't get out of it. Body, 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 health. That is the main concern. Therefore, we must understand they are upaya. See, the meaning of the word upaya is, upa means near. Ayagatau, that which takes us nearer to the destination. It's upaya. Like we came here, by the first upaya was our car, then we dropped the car outside. The purpose is over. Then the second upaya was our shoes. We dropped the shoes at the shoe stall. The purpose is over. Now we have entered here. Now what we should drop? we should drop the whole world. See, but here we bring the world. So, dharma, yoga, upasana, and invocation of this divine potentiality, all necessary, but they are upaya. When the purpose is over, go beyond. We can't continue to remain in KG1 throughout life. It is necessary, but go ahead, go ahead. Throughout life, we can't afford to be in class 1 or class 2. This is how when we come to study the Vedanta Shastra, it is expected that we have gone beyond the Adi Bhautik and Adi Daivik. Otherwise, all funny things. Today, one girl came for the first time in the morning class. So when I was going, somebody introduced Swamiji, she has come here to ask you some question. Not for satsang. I said, okay, what is the question? Question is, see the question, you will laugh, but I could not laugh. Swamiji, I saw 2 kittens and I felt so bad for them because their mother had abandoned them, so I took them. I thought they are male and female, and therefore they will create again babies, and there will be a problem. Therefore, that male I got castrated, but in that, it got infection and it died, and the second one also died, and now I am feeling bad. Did I kill them? Now what will happen? See, what can I tell? I said, go to Shiva temple, do puja, do abhishek, and give a nice dakshina to Panditji, and don't come to me again. See, friends, how long are we going to get lost in this world? Go ahead, charayveti, charayveti. Therefore, here the topic is very clear. The Shaila Loka Upakhyanam Atyantam Adbhutam. He heard so surprisingly different things, and Vimrushya, thereafter he reflected upon it, contemplated upon it. See, friends, one day one lady asked me this question, Swamiji, please give me a schedule for my daily spiritual practice. Like, children, morning get up at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, mathematics, 7 to 8, English. So they get up early morning and 6 o'clock, and then they remember, oh, my book is taken by my friend. Then why waste time? Go to sleep. That is not the way. So I wrote her 1 hour intense listening of Vedanta. Then 22.5 hours reflection on what you have heard. And remaining half an hour, if you are able to keep shut, sit quiet. This is the spiritual practice. Oh God! See? Therefore, Vimrushya. In Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says, Vimrushya etad asheshena yatechasi tatha guru. No wise man will take decisions for you. Those who take decisions for others are otherwise. They are not wise. Bhagavan Krishna could have told Arjuna very clearly, you fight the world, I am telling you. No. See, Bhagavan Krishna could have touched him and his wisdom have gone to him, see, through the Bluetooth. No problem. When Bhagavan Sri Krishna was Yogeshwara Krishna, when he could transfer all the population from Mathura to Dwarka in a fraction of a moment, was it not possible for him to change the mind of Arjuna why he has to give 17 lectures? See, friends, we have to discover that is Adhyatma. Otherwise, you have got some problem, you go to some Babaji, that Babaji will do something, your problem is solved. Thereafter, who cares for the Babaji? There is a saying, when your health is okay, who cares for the doctor? See? Therefore, here Adhyatma takes us to our essential nature. Therefore, Vimrushya, Guruna Proktam, whatever was told by the Guru Maharaj, then Shuddhya, Shuddhaya, Buddhya, by pure, clean intellect without any bias. Friends, pure intellect without any bias is equipped with absolute blind faith. We have to have blind faith. Those who talk about blind faith is bad, they have not understood the very meaning of faith. When you know something, you don't require faith. When you don't know something, then only we require. See, like I remember once I was somewhere and they told me, Swamiji, today is Thursday, so we observe fast in our house. So, what can we give you? I said, today is not Thursday. Today is Wednesday. No, Swamiji, it's Thursday. I said, no, Wednesday, you have forgotten. No, Swamiji, how do you say? Yes, think twice. Then they got confused. Today Thursday or Wednesday? Now tell me, what is the logic? Today is Thursday. No logic. When was the first day? Whether first day was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday? What was the first day? Our whole life is only blind faith. Our existence is based on blind faith. Somebody tells this is your mom and she tells this is your dad and we accept. What do we know? Therefore, Shuddhaya Vishuddhaya Buddhya means the intellect endowed with faith. Now what is faith? Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Shastrasya Guru Vakyasya Satya Buddhyavadharana Sa Shraddha Kathita Sadbihi Yaya Vastum Upalabhyate. What is said in the scriptures and what is explained by the teacher, how that is right and not how that is wrong. Unless we accept something, we will not proceed. How simple rule it is. In Kerala, once when we went, and you must have seen in Kerala, there are no villages separated from each other. Continuous habitation is there. So we went to some place and we didn't know the exact address, place. So some school girls, I said they will know English. So we stopped. I asked one girl. I said, hey, we have to go to such and such place. Can you tell us? Yes. Can I get into the car? I said, yes, get in. She got into the car. And she took, take right, take left, like that. And she then, hey, stop here. She got out. And this is my house. Then she said, now go back to the same place and ask somebody. Now she will tell me correctly, only blind faith, what else can take me there? Then again the second person we ask. There also, you cannot say, earlier a student has deceived me, therefore the second person, no. Our whole life is based on faith. And faith is a positive approach to life, not a negative approach. See, friends. Therefore, Shuddhya Buddhya Nishchitya, then Dattatrayam Punargatva Natva Papracha Sadharam. Again he went to his Guru Maharaj and very respectfully having saluted, he again asked, Bhagavan Yatvaya Proktam Akyanam Vividhai Tutal Tatra Saramiyam Jnatam Mayatyantam Vicharataham Samvedanam Satyamekam Samvedyam Tatra Kalpitam Adarshanagara Prakyam Rushaiva Pravibhavitam Sachiti Parama Shakti Samvit Rupa Maheshwari Swatma Bhitto Jagat Chitram Avyaktadi Prabhetidam Bhavayet Swatantra Matrar Nirupadana Hetukam Etavattumaya Jnatam Vicharya Sukshmaya Dhiya. Now what I have understood, this is what Parshuramji tells. He tells, whatever you have told us through many stories and all that, what I have understood is this, that the absolute conscious reality is the truth and the objectivity is imagined. Objectivity is a sense of otherness. See, on this, it has troubled me a lot. Many people say, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahma Yuvana Paraha. So the Jiva is Brahman, Jagat is Mithya. How come? So when we are talking about Jagat, we refer to the names and forms. But when we are talking to the Jiva, we refer to the Brahman. This is biasness. This was creating a lot of trouble in my mind. One day by God's grace, what is the meaning of Mithya, illusion, was discovered. Be attentive. When we are seeing the reflection in the mirror, what is our experience? Reflection is other than the mirror, is it not? But is the reflection other than the mirror? Think. In the same manner, this sense of otherness is not real. The day this will click, by God's grace, all the problems of life disappear. Upanishad says, Dvitiyatvai bhayam bhavati. Wherever there is a sense of otherness, fear is bound to be, desire is bound to be, anger is bound to be, greed is bound to be, only because of the sense of otherness which is taken as real. So let there be sense of otherness, but let us not take it as real. And this can happen only under this condition. Like the reflection in the mirror. Although it appears, because the mirror is stationary and the things are moving inside, so the movement of the things inside the mirror does not influence the mirror. Therefore, the conclusion is the sense of otherness is an illusion. Now go to the next step. How the sense of otherness is created? See? Sense of otherness is created whenever we are functioning through the agency of mind. When the mind is enfolded as in deep sleep, there is no sense of otherness. There is no world. But we continue to exist. So who is the culprit? Culprit is the mind. Be very attentive. Like the other day I told you, if we fall in the waters, with the help of the same waters, we swim and come out of the waters. In the same manner, if the mind is creating a sense of otherness, with the help of the same mind, we go beyond the sense of otherness. And that is called as contemplation. See, how it is possible? Now, we see the blue sky. Whatever you may try, the sky will be seen blue. But does it mean we accept it? See, my friends. So what is our understanding in this particular case? Although we are seeing the blue color of the sky, yet the sky is not blue. So to whom are we trusting? Not to the eyes, not to the mind. Mind is showing us the sky as blue through the goggles of eyes. But the intellect helps us. No, it is an optical illusion. In the same manner, when our mind is pure, full of faith in what is said by the scriptures cannot be wrong. It has to be correct. If we are not able to comprehend, it is our weakness, it is our inability. But normally what happens? We take it the other way around. Like the other day I told you, in one Lions Club meeting, one person told something and mentioned, Swamiji taught me Gita. I have never seen that wild animal in my life. But he said, Swamiji taught me Gita. And he mentioned one terrible shlok which never happens to be in Bhagavad Gita. He said, Gita told us. Swamiji told me. He looked at me in front of the whole audience. Manaiva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. And all the other wild animals started clapping. Andhe naiva niyamana yathanda. Andho me kana raja. So he said like that. Afterwards I told him, I said, Maharaj, this verse doesn't come in Gita. Huh? Really? I also don't know. That means my ignorance is the authority of wisdom. See, friends, therefore Upanishad very clearly tells, you may be highly educated in whichever field. When it comes to study of scriptures, don't take for granted your method of studying. In the material science, our method of study is objectivity oriented. And the subject can never be an object. And the moment this is comprehended, the truth is revealed. Therefore, hey Bhagavan, what you told, I have understood that pure knowledge, consciousness, Chiti, Samvit, whatever name you give, is the reality, and the objectivity is kalpitam, is only imagined in that. Like the reflection of the city in the mirror. So, once we understand that the reflection in the mirror is an illusion, it doesn't exist, it only appears. Exactly the same way, this world only appears in the mirror of the conscious reality, and this conscious reality is able to project this world on itself because it has got the total freedom of manifesting anything without the help of any other thing. In this manner, right from the unmanifest Prakriti up to the individuals, the whole world is imagined, projected on this conscious reality by itself. Be very attentive. By itself. Like the mind projects the dream on itself. So mind is the mirror, mind is the world, mind is the person experiencing, the mind is everything. In the same manner, this conscious reality projects this world of multiplicity on itself. This is how I have understood. किंतु एतम विदम संविद वेद्य वंद्या निरूपिता उपलब्धुम अशक्यैव सवेद्यायाः सदा स्थिते वेद्यम विना तु संवित्ते कथम स्यात् उपलम्बनम उपलम्बम विना तस्या पुरुषार्थेन विद्यते पुरुषार्थोपि मोक्षस्यात् सा किं विद उच्यते विज्ञाने सति मोक्षस्यात् मुक्ते व्यवृत्ति कथम ज्ञानिनोऽपि हि दृश्यन्ते व्यवहारपरायणाः कथम तेषां हि संविद्यम उक्तम संवेदनम स्थितम स्थिताया शुद्ध संवित्तो व्यवहारः कथम भवेत् विज्ञानम एक रूपमि मोक्षो अपि एकः फलं भवेत् तत् कथम ज्ञानिनां भेदः स्थितो लोके हि दृश्यते केचित् कर्म प्रकुर्वन्ति काले शास्त्र चोदितं केचित् समाराधयन्ति देवतां भिन्नवर्त्मभिः. He gives so many examples. Now his question is there. Now when you said that in this absolute conscious reality there is no objectivity at all, it is only imagined, then the question comes, how can we know the reality? Because it is avedya, it cannot be known. Now here there is a very small little point to be understood. Vedya and avedya. Vedya means known. Avedya means unknown. Vedya also means worthy of knowing. Avedya also means cannot be an object of knowledge. And therefore it cannot be known. Like the eyes cannot see themselves. The moment you start inquiring, manasam tu kim, inquire what the mind is, the mind disappears. This is the secret here. So the student takes it the other way around. He said, if this absolute consciousness is free from the otherness, then how it can be known? Because it cannot be an object of knowledge, and therefore how can anybody know this absolute consciousness? And unless we know our essential nature, the Param Purushartha moksha is not possible. And the moksha itself is called as Param Purushartha. Therefore, this can happen only after the knowledge of the self. And thereafter, how can the wise man conduct himself in this world? Because knowledge and the result of knowledge is one. They are not different. So if the knowledge and the result of the knowledge, moksha, is one, how come the wise men behave differently in this world? He gives example. He says, Naninahapi drishyante vyavahara parayanaha. Wise people are also engaged in many activities. For example, katham naninam bheda sitau loke hi drishyate kechit karma prakurvanti. Some wise people are engaged dynamically in activity in this world. Sasyastra choditam kale. And sometimes they are doing the work as per the scriptural authority. Keji samaradhayanti devata bhinna vartmabhi. Some are doing the upasana. Somebody does Surya upasana, somebody does Ganapati, somebody does Shiva, somebody Vishnu, and somebody Kali. So there are 5 types of upasanas which are seen. Keji samadhi parama. Some of them are sitting in the meditation. Samvrute indriya mandalaha, withdrawing all their sense faculties. Kechit tapaha prakurvanti. Some of the wise people are engaged in doing lot of tapasya, dehendriya vishevshanam, and they dry up all their faculties, sense organs, etc. Kechit shishyan prabodhayanti. Some of them are teaching to their disciples, pruthak pravachanaihi sputam, by conducting many classes. Kechid rajyam prashasanti. Some wise people are engaged in ruling the kingdoms. And dandani yukta vartmana, and having taken the authority of power, they are also conducting. Kechid pravadam kurvanti. Some of them engage themselves in doing the lot of discussion according to the scriptural authority and defeat others. Kechi shastrani vividhani ajasram rachayanti. Some wise people are writing the scriptures. Now if all of them have the same knowledge, all of them have the same liberation, how come their conduct is different? See, it is our question. And therefore we keep on asking all funny things. So, Anne kevala mugdhatvam avahanti sadaiva. Some of them are living like a dumb or a mad people in this world. Kechit loka vigaryato vrittim nityamihat sita. Some of them are living such a disgusting life that after looking at them, nobody will like to be on this spiritual path. Te ime jnaninaha iti pratita bhurishocharehi. And all of them are the same wise people. They have got the same knowledge, same experience, and same liberation. How come they are so different from each other in their conduct? See, tat katham sadhanam phala abhedepi sthiti vinnata kimete sama vidnyana taratamya upasritaha. Is it that their realization is, he is 70% realized, he is 80%, and the other one is 100%. Is it like that? What is the reason for their differences in expression? Eta sarvam asheshena pravaktum me samarhasi shishya ananya sharanyete nisargad sadayam manaha. So, O Guru Maharaj, kindly tell me these doubts which are hunting me, because I am your ananya shishya. I have totally surrendered. I have none other than you to ask, and you are full of compassion. Kindly tell. Iti ani atri sutra atri sunu aprishtaha bhargavena prasannadhi. So when Bhargava Parshuramji has asked to Atri Sutra, that is Atri Putra, that is Dattatreyaji, he became extremely happy, and matva yogyam prashna jatam pravaktum upachakrame. And then he decided these are the right questions. Now, these questions are born out of understanding, but the understanding is incomplete. Rama buddhimatam sreshta nunam prushasi tatpadam sad vimarshaparo yataha to amataha jnatum pravavitaha. Hey Ram, you are the most intelligent student and you are almost touched that reality, and therefore you are asking these questions to know in more detail. Yadat evahi tat shakti pato sat vimarshanam bhagavad shakti patena vinaka shreya apnuyat. Now here there is another principle. This is the grace of God on you. See, the grace of God differs from person to person. A person who is not getting married, grace of God is, oh God, get me married. A person who is unhealthy, grace of God is, oh Lord, get me the right kind of medicine and a doctor. A person who is not getting a job, grace of God is getting a job. But the real grace of God is Ishvara Nugraha Teva Pumsam Advaita Vasana. When we want nothing in this world but want to know the truth. That is the ultimate grace of God. And if this happens in our life, be attentive. It is not the result of our efforts. See, friends, Tulsidaji says, Binu Hari Kripa mile nahi santa. Without the grace of the God, neither the saints come in our life, nor the inquiry kindles for knowing the truth. See, Bhagavad Gita tells in 7th chapter, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhe yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam vetti tattvataha. If you take the mathematics of Sanskrit grammar, the third case, that is singular, dual and plural. So it has to be minimum 3. Manushyanam sahasreshu. After every minimum 3,000 people, there is one who is thinking of walking this path. Such minimum 3,000, among them, they are putting efforts. Such 3,000 putting efforts, they are putting right efforts. Efforts many of us put, either right or wrong. Then such many thousands putting right efforts, they are persistent. And one among millions is the one Vetti Mam Tattvataha, comes to realize me as his essential nature. Therefore, behind every one of you, there are 3,000 people. See, it is free. You don't have to pay. See, friends, it is not anybody's fault. Because for us, this world is still very important. There are many other priorities. This is the last priority. When there is nothing to, chalo chale jaate jara Prem Puri mein baith ke aate. Time pass ho jata hai. Like we go for a walk on Chowpatty. In the same manner, Ishvara Anugraha Deva. Therefore, Bhagavad Shaktipatena vina kashreyam apnuyad Krutyamatma devatayaham jani hetavadevahi. This is the grace of the self, that we are interested in knowing the truth. Yat sad vimarshanam nityam vardhayet suprasadita yat tvaya viditam truktu tattu tadruk satya nahi taran kintu tad dadrusham api tvayaktam parachid vapuhu nate suviditam rama yata eva vadasyataha. Now here the teacher says, because of your purity and God's grace, what you have asked is the right way of asking, and this is the truth, no doubt about it. What you are told about the reality, it is like this. However, nate suviditam Rama. But you have not experienced. See, friends, it is here 99% of the seekers come and get stuck. They are unable to drop the words. Because everything is going on in mind constantly. And the moment you drop the mind, we go to sleep. So drop the mind, yet don't go to sleep. The truth is. See, here only it will come. Every one of us go through Nirvikalpa Samadhi every day, dozens of times. But we don't recognize it. See? Like we recognize this is waking state, we recognize sleep. Therefore, while listening the talk, sometimes you doze on. No, no, I was not sleeping. Because you recognize sleep. So, we recognize waking, we know. We recognize dream, we know it. We recognize deep sleep, therefore we know that. But we don't recognize this is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Therefore, although it is happening, it is not experienced. Experience is always through knowledge. See, my friends. Therefore, nate suviditam rama yata eva vadasi ataha. You are not properly understood, therefore you are telling it. Tatasthena tu yo yavad veda tavanna vedavi. If you are simply understood intellectually, then you can deliver lectures. It has nothing to do with the reality. See? Therefore, he very clearly says, Tatasthena tu yo ya veda. Tatasthena means what? You are talking about it. It is something like, if somebody has gone to, let us say, Alaska, and he himself has experienced everything. And other person, he has read and then Googled. And after Googling a lot, then he has got more information about Alaska than a person who visited there. But when these two people will talk about, there will be a different fragrance in their expressions. The one who has personally experienced, he may not give you a lot of information statistically, but he may become even stammering while talking, because when the experience happens, the words become important. See how important it is. And when there is no experience, we keep on talking like I am doing. So, yataha sa vidita samyak tatastham upashamayed tatastham samvedanam tu swapna samvedanopamam. What you have understood only from a distance, only intellectually. Now you just upashamayed. Drop this objectivity in understanding. Friend, therefore our Kenopanishad very distinctly tells. When the student says, Sir, I have understood very well. In the material world, when the student says, I have understood, the teacher is very happy. I am very happy, my dear student, you understood it. But on the spiritual path, when the student says, I have understood, the teacher becomes angry. Yadi manne se suvedeti, daharamevapi nunam tam vetta brahmano rupam. If you think you understood very well, you have understood nothing. Daharamevapi, very little you understood. Friends, infinite cannot have fractions. Either you know or you don't know. One lady, after the satsang, she came and asked me, Swamiji, you know me very well. I am on the spiritual path for many years. Now, please tell me how much I have come up in my spiritual experience. I said, Mama, you have come up to knees. घुटने तक ही है, अभी ऊपर चढ़ना है. Friends, there is yes or no, not in between. Therefore, daharame vapi. Then he was told, what you understood is with reference to the sense organs. In that Upanishad is said that it is that reality which gives ability for the eyes to see the colors and forms, but the eyes are not able to see that. That is the reality. See? Yan manasana manute yena ahur manomatam tadeva brahmatvam vidhi nedam yadidam upasate. That which gives the ability to the mind to think, contemplate and understand, but that which cannot be thought of, contemplated upon and known by the mind, that is the Brahman, that Brahman thou art. So what was the understanding of the student? With reference to the sense organs, with reference to the organs of action, with reference to the mind. So his understanding was referential. It was not a direct experience. See, friends, this is the process of communication. The unknown is always approached through the known. What we know the world. So inquiry begins about the world. What the world is, and in that inquiry, the world disappears. You only remain. Then we have our life. So we begin our inquiry. The first step in inquiry is we have to accept ourselves to be the embodied and not the body. When we accept ourselves to be the body, we will be living as the body, for the body, on everybody, and we will have no question as to who am I. Who am I? Question can kindle only when we accept, at least theoretically, that we are someone inhabitant of this body. To tell this, our scriptures tell, last life, this life, next life. Hell and heaven, sin and merit. The purpose is not to send us to hell or heaven. The purpose is, instead of remaining selfish, when we are body oriented, instead of that, we become self-oriented. And that can happen only when we accept ourselves to be someone other than the body. Then we are told, you are the jiva. Then again start inquiry, what the jiva is. See, friends, this is how the process is. From the known, the unknown is indicated. But that doesn't mean it remains unknown. It terminates into experience. See, friends, therefore, yataha sa vidita samyak tatastya upashamayet. So now give up the objectivity. Don't try to understand. Understood. That Brahman which pervades everywhere. See how wrong it is. If I tell you a few words, how wrongly they are used abundantly. God is all pervading. Can there be more abuse than this? God is not all pervading. Everything is in God. God is beyond time. No, the time is in God. See, God is omnipresent, omniscient. But we are so obsessed with objectivity because for us, time and space is real. So when we say God is everywhere, the space is real, and in that the God is. No. The space and time is in the reality. So to refer the reality with reference to time and space as omnipresent and omniscient is a blasphemy. That's not the truth. Therefore the teacher says, give up this objectivity of understanding what we have been using through and through our life. See? Tatastha samvedanantu sapna samvedanopamam. And understanding, knowing objectively is like knowing or seeing a dream. It is not the truth. Yatha sapna nidhi prapti purushanam nirarthika tatha tadastha vijnanam mukhya phalapradam na bhavet. Like the riches of the dream, they are meaningless in our life, so also this objective, witty, contaminated knowledge about the self is meaningless. Such people become only erudite scholars. You touch anywhere, the mantras come out, but no experience. See, friends, Therefore, atrate kathayishyami pragvrittam atishobhanam pura videheshu kachid asid raja sudharmikaha vruddha prajno hi janakaha pravidnyata paravaraha sa kadachit swatma devi ije kratuhu bhi uttamahi tatra ajagmu brahmanadya vidyavanta tapasvinaha kala vidnya vaidikascha yajvanaschapi satrinaha tatkala eva varuno prashtum samupachक्रमे तेनो हुता विप्राद्या न ययोहु तत्र भूरिशः जनके ही अभिसंप्रीता पूजास्तेन तर्पिता अथा जगाम वरुणादायो बौद्ध संपदा. Now here Dattatreya ji tells a story. About this I'll tell you the story. Now what is the story? Story is somebody knows only intelligently, intellectually, but no experience. Now this is established through this coming story. There was a great king called as Janaka. He was Sudharmika, he was a very religious one, and Prajnata Paravaraha, and extremely wise also. And once he decided to conduct a great yajna for propitiation of his Atma Devi, for the Kuladevata, and therefore he invited all the great Brahmins who are wise, tapasvi, knew the job very well, they are following the path of Vedas, and they knew everything. And the same time Varuna also was conducting similar type of yajna. But all the Brahmins who were invited by both the parties, all of them went to Janaka. They did not go to Varuna. The reason being, Janaka was a very nice person. He respected all of them, honored them, and gave sufficient dakshina. Don't forget that. And therefore, all of them were attracted towards him. And then it so happened that there was nobody going to Varuna for conducting the yajna. So, atha ajagama varuna dayado bauddha sampada vipravesha dharo netum brahmana kutavartmana. Then what happened? The son of Varuna, who was the crooked one, who was having bad intentions, he decided, okay, I will take all these Brahmins with me and conduct the yajna of my father. You will see this very peculiar thing to be understood. Wherever there is karma kanda going on, there I versus you is a big issue. See? The whole life is spent only on this. I. We want to prove something. I am better than anybody. See? So, this is the peculiar thing of karma kanda. So, when आसाद्य यज्ञ सदनम नृपम संयोज्य चाशिषाम अक्षिपत्तत्र सभ्यास्तु शृण्वता च सभासदाम राजस्ते यज्ञ सदनम अत्यंत नैव शोभते करामलगवत काक कंक वृंद संचयान सभा विद्वत् समुदाय शोभिनी शोभते तरा. He entered that august gathering of the king with the proper decoration and costume of a wise Brahmin, and he was received with great respect. And then he said, come on, O king, what kind of fools you have gathered here? Straight away. He said, like there is a beautiful lake and there the crows and the hamsas, they can't stay together. You have collected all the dumps from the society over here. And this doesn't look good. So, tatrudda vidya vishadam na pashyami ekam api alam. I don't see any one of them got even an iota of wisdom or knowledge. Swastite bhiyu gamishami natrame samstitir bhavet. I don't think I should stay in the congregation of the fools. So, katham samabhima murkha prachura samishamyaham evam varunina prokta sabhya chakru krudhu anjasa. And when he thus said that among the fools I cannot stay here anymore, all the Brahmins who were collected, they became angry. See? Karma kanda is always associated with I want to prove something better than you. If your house is 7-storied, my house is 17-storied. What we want to prove to the world. But this is how the karma kanda is. Therefore, karma is the grandchild of ignorance. Ignorance leads to desire. Desire compels us to work. If there is no desire, there is no work. And desire can disappear when we are content. Narad, our Patanjali Yoga Darshan says, Santoshad anuttama sukha labhaha. When you are content, you have attained fulfillment in your life. Contentment can happen only when we merge in the infinite. Therefore, those who are content, they are on the right track rather than struggling. So, Kim are dvijabandho tvam adhikshipasi sarvatah keyam tave drushi vidya yaya sarve vayam jita vrutha kasyasi durbuddhe jitva smatvam gamishasi. They say, what kind of talk you are giving, you fool, and what kind of knowledge that you have got so much arrogant about it. Now we tell you, unless you win over us, you cannot go from here. We give you a challenge. Prayo bhuloka samsthana vidvamsa sangata khalu kim tam bhu lokamevadya jetumichasi durmade. We are the best in this world, and we are the wise, we are all together. And what do you think that you can win over us? Buruhi kate bhavet vidya yaya asma jetumichasi iti vaktasu sabeshu varuni punarahatan. When this was going on, then again the son of Varuna again said to them, Sayamena vijeshami sarvan vahakshanamatrata. Okay, I take the challenge. I will win over all of you. If any one of you wins over me, put me into the ocean. But if he or you are defeated, I'll put you all into the ocean. So he accepted the challenge and gave the challenge. So, aham jito bhavadbhitu samudre sya nimajataham yushmakam suham majjayami jitam athapiva. Upetteivetu samayam vivadantu maya saha ityukta samatin chakru sabhya valayate tenatu vivadam chakrumatyantam tena varuna dvija. Now this Varuni, the Varuna Putra, was extremely... Truth is totally different than what we think. This is the big catch. The truth is beyond cause and effect. Logic is on the foundation of cause and effect. See? And those who are lost in cause and effect, they end up in matter. Because material science is based on only this principle. Cause and effect, cause and effect. But the truth is beyond cause and effect. Take one simple example. Eyes are able to see the colors and forms. If there are no eyes, no colors and forms are seen. Okay. The colors and forms are established because of the eyes. So they are mutually dependent. If one between the two is absent, it cannot be established. If there is absolute darkness and we go to the ophthalmologist and he tells us how now we read, and he switches off all lights and his letters he eliminates. The moment he eliminates the letter, suppose the light goes off, electricity fails. Can we read them? We can't. Will he be able to check whether our eyes are functional or not? So eyes are functional, is determined on the colors and forms. Colors and forms are existing because of the functioning of the eyes. So who is because of whom? And when one of them goes away, like the colors and form has gone, Is it really lost to the eyes? No. Then eyes are closed. Is it really lost to the mind? No. So on the mind, the objects and instrument, they are superimposed. But when we inquire intellectually, we get lost only in cause and effect. Therefore, this is one most important thing. This cause and effect disturbs our whole equipoise. Arguments, question, reason, logic, no meaning. This I learnt in my life in a very difficult way, many years before, when I was, when the blood is to boil. Now it has become a ice cream. Ice cream, you scream. So, there was a friend of mine, he had a pulp factory, mango pulp factory. So one of his customers came from Switzerland for his job, for his business. So there was some kind of a dinner organized, I was called. And then they said to that person, see, here is our Indian priest, Indian father or Indian pope kind of thing, and he will talk to you on Gita you wanted to know. So I started talking. The moment I say few sentences here and there, immediately my friend will interrupt and say, see, same thing is said in Bible. Once I heard, twice I heard, thrice I heard. Then the Narsimha Rao Garu took over. And then I started giving left and right. After all that over, when I went home, then I was working on what I have done today. From that day onwards, no question answers, no argument, no logic, no discussion. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. Because by that, my mind was disturbed. Anything that disturbs our mind is wrong. See, when the mind is at peace, then alone the truth can be revealed in that mind. When the water is dirty, shaky, reflection cannot be perfect. In the same manner, mind is angry, confused, frustrated, disgusted, dejected. In such a mind, truth cannot be revealed. See, my friends, therefore the real seeker is born when one starts taking care of the mind. If we know the art of minding our mind, we are walking the right direction, the right way. We have taken care of everything in our life. But what time, energy, efforts we have put to take care of our mind? Never. We even do not know the functioning of the mind. We are like those drivers who know only driving the car. But when the car stops, they don't know how to open the bonnet and what are the things inside. In the same manner, we are using the mind recklessly. We don't know what is happening to the mind. And as a result, one day, like our laptops or phones, our mind hangs up. And then we get into depression, frustration. See? And then we go to the psychiatrist. Psychiatrist is such a beautiful profession. First of all, you will never have emergency. So you can relax. Second thing, you will get plenty of rich patients. See? These psychiatric patients are never poor, rich patients. Third thing, psychiatric patients are never cured. See? So, they get a milking, not cow, milking buffalo. The reason is, we have never taken care of our mind. See, friends, and taking care of the mind is beginning with this. Start working on the mind. So the first working on the mind is stop reacting to the world. The most valuable thing in the universe is our peace of mind. Don't bargain with anything in this world at the cost of our peace of mind. Very important. And to work on it, these two principles which I told, again and again I'll tell you shamelessly. Before we talk to others, in any platform, discussion, groups, ask a question. When they are talking, is it necessary for me to talk? I guarantee you, you will get a reply, not necessary. But you see 5-6 people are standing together, they start discussion, and the discussion becomes so hot. There is no need. Let them talk, you enjoy. When you see the cartoons on the TV, do you participate? No, you enjoy. These are the live cartoons. Don't participate. Watch from a distance. And the second one, stop talking to yourself. Find out how to stop talking to ourselves. You will discover your own techniques. Either you start humming, or you start chanting, or you start doing something. See? These two things, when you work sincerely, then a seeker is born. So when we start working on the mind, then the world makes no difference to us. See? When we start working on our sense organs, objects make no difference to us. Suppose we are becoming hard of hearing. That time our attention is not on the music and the orchestra that is going on. Attention is, yaar sunne ko nahi aata. Such people, they listen only what is convenient to them. See, friends, the day you discover this principle, we are on the right track. So, this kaloha sutta vatsa, tvam atyanta buddhimanasi tvaya vimochita vipra vade nirjitya varunim aham pruchhami kinchitva vadahitva sukhetukam. When this Ashtavakra was so arrogantly talking, that very moment, Tatkala agatam kachit tapasim sharanam yayu tan samashvasya vipransa kashayam varavasini jatila nityatruni manohara vapurdhara sabhamupetya provacha nurpena abhipujitam kalohasuta vatsatvam atyanta buddhimanasi tvaya vimochita vipra vade nirjitya varunim aham pruchhami kinchitvam vadahitvam sukaitakam yat padam viditam sarvamruta vipra pratipadakam. At that very moment, when this Ashtavakra was arrogantly, as if looking at all those Brahmins who were released with a very disgust, you are because of me, I won over you, for you. That very moment, a great sannyasini from nowhere appeared. And then she started talking to him. What did she talk? Our next episode. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.